The impact of training on performance is something that, I'm going to be talking about this evening. And it's sharing a model that I developed for the Hospitality Training Foundation some years ago, when they'd had several goes at doing it, where they'd been comparing unlike things. So what we did was to immediately got the commission. We did a literature search and we came up with I'm not exaggerating, a stack of papers. I mean, it was papers, because I like the feel of paper myself. It's not the same as the electronic stuff. But anyway, we got the papers and we then went through. And actually, when you looked at the research that was out there in published journals, it was a bit of a patchy story. Because very frequently, these studies are done by economists or people who are accountants. We have spent this money. Have we got this money back? Plus, what was obvious, that clearly what they failed to measure was the real benefits of training. They were asking very limited questions. So anyway, cut a long story short, we developed a balanced scorecard. And essentially, that is, I have used then, both with an immediate, and I'm going to share some of the results with that. I then did a follow-up study, which I'm not going to do too much this night. And then I used it with another company when I was looking again at their investment in training for people who are then going to run tenancies and leaseholds for the Punch Pub Company. Same model. We could actually look and say, there has been this investment. Has there been that investment back? But in a series of questions and indicators that go beyond the narrow economic. Now, sometimes the narrow economic does yield some spectacular results. I mean, I did something for a small company about 18 months ago, 2 years ago, where the project was for 10 people. We got, I think we charged them £20,000 for the programme. One manager alone saved them £40,000 on the back of the stuff we'd done with them. So, there's certainly lots of evidence of money coming back. But as well, you must actually develop a balanced scorecard to capture all the indicators apart from the money. So labour turnover, invariably there is a link between training and reducing labour turnover. Labour turnover costs money. The fact that these companies don't capture that means that they're lost to the costs of it. They never ask. As I said before, often they don't even know what the level of labour turnover is, and they certainly don't know what it costs them. And again, you can actually start to make them actually quite shocked by the value of the money that's walking out of the door. And certainly moving through the whole array of people as assets, people as leaders, people as managers, people as the vehicle by which the business is going to grow and develop and become more profitable, then you've got to actually start using a much wider array of measures of business performance, which, very frequently these companies haven't got a sniff of. As I said before, very frequently, if you can, they'll tell you what the sales are, they might tell you what the profit is. They certainly have got an area of some of the obvious costs, but very frequently there's a whole lot of information that is just denied them and actually should be part of the decision-making process. And that's the problem that many of these companies face.